Friends, before we dive into today's terrifying story, let me share something interesting with you. Almost 80% of the people who watch our videos enjoy them, but haven't subscribed yet. So, if you're one of those 80%, it'll just take a second. Hit that subscribe button below so you'll never miss our chilling tale. In a quiet valley surrounded by rolling hills and ancient vines, there lived a winemaker named Elias Ven. His vineyard was famous, not just for its rich soil or perfect climate, but for something no one could quite explain. His wine tasted alive. It was said that a single sip could stir memories long forgotten. Lovers wept over it. Kings hoarded it. Priests warned against it. But Elias never revealed his secret. Every harvest season, he worked alone under the moonlight, whispering to his vines as if they understood him. And perhaps they did. One autumn evening, as a cold wind crept through the valley, Elias heard a knock at his cellar door. No one visited at that hour. He opened it anyway. Standing there was a tall, cloaked figure. Its face was hidden in shadow, but the air around it felt still, silent, as if even time held its breath. "I have come for you, Elias," the figure said, its voice neither loud nor soft, just final. Elias didn't flinch. "I wondered when you would arrive," he replied calmly. The figure stepped inside. "I am Death." "I know." Death walked slowly through the cellar, running its pale fingers along rows of dusty bottles. "I have taken kings, beggars, children, but never a man like you," Death said. "Your name is whispered even where I dwell." Elias gave a faint smile. "Then you've heard of my wine." "I have," Death said. "They say it carries something beyond life." Elias picked up a bottle, dark glass, sealed with black wax. "My finest," he said, "but it is not for the living alone." Death turned its hidden face toward him. "Pour it." Elias poured 2 glasses. "Yes," Death said, noticing. "You still pretend." Elias sat down and gestured. "Humor me." Death lifted the glass. For the first time since the beginning of existence, Death hesitated. Then it drank, and something impossible happened. The cellar filled with whispers, laughter, cries, songs. Final words, first breaths. Death staggered. "What is this?" it demanded. Elias watched quietly. "Life," he said. "Every drop." Death steadied itself. "You trapped them," it said coldly. "Souls." Elias shook his head. "Not trapped. Preserved." He walked toward the vines outside, visible through the cellar doorway. "Every year, when people die in this valley, I hear them. Their last breath lingers in the soil, in the roots. You harvest them," Death said. "I honor them." Death turned back to him. "You were meant to die tonight. I know. Yet you stand here, delaying the inevitable with stolen echoes." Elias picked up his glass and finished it. "Then take me," he said. "But before you do, answer me this." Death said nothing. Elias continued. "You take every soul, every story, every memory, and yet you never experience them. Not truly." A long silence filled the cellar. Then Elias placed one final bottle on the table. "Take this instead," he said. "A vintage unlike any other. The essence of 1,000 lives." Death stared at it, and in exchange, it asked, "Let me live one more harvest." Death reached out, then paused. It had never bargained before, never needed to, but now it understood something it never had. Curiosity. Slowly, Death took the bottle. "You have 1 year," it said. "And then?" Elias asked. Death turned toward the darkness. "Then I return," it said. "And I will not come alone." A year passed. The greatest wine Elias had ever made filled his cellar. But something had changed. He no longer whispered to the vines. He listened. And when the final night came, Death returned. This time, the valley trembled with its presence. Elias was waiting. "So," he said softly, "how was the wine?" Death stepped forward. And, for the first time, it removed its hood. Inside was not a skull, not darkness, but countless faces, flickering, shifting, alive with memory. It was unforgettable, Death said. Death reached out its hand. Elias took it. No fear, no resistance. As he faded, the vines outside shivered in the wind, and the next harvest, the wine tasted richer than ever, deeper, as if it now carried something new, not just the echo of life, but the acceptance of death. And somewhere beyond the veil, death poured a glass.